Welcome to One Little Spice, the Disney food podcast that isn't afraid to send you into the taste lab.
Welcome to episode 34. No. I only wanted one scoop of tabbouleh. I'm Julie.
And I'm Amy.
This week we are going to be talking about the restaurant whose name I can't remember.
Tangerine Cafe.
Because the spice table is the one on the
Spice
other
roll
side
table is across and Marrakesh is in the back.
Marrakesh. We need to eat there again.
Yeah, we do.
That royal feast is my life. Mm-hmm. This month we are doing dining on a dime because we figured last month was treat yourself. So in January, everybody's getting over that holiday spending hump and you want to be able to dine for a little less money and maybe not treat yourself as much. So we're going to go over some quick service options that do not taste like they are cheap quick service meals. So you can still indulge, but leave with your wallet intact.
Be able to pay rent in February.
Yes. But first, it's time for Amy's Daily Dish. Amy, what's your dish? Eggy.
Let's dish. Item 1. They have announced the free dining offer for 2019 for Disney World. Now, you are able to book this offer now through February 10th, which happens to be my birthday, just saying. Woo-hoo. And it is for most nights for guests arriving, so your arrival date between July 5th and September 30th. So that means, say you arrive on September 30th.
It's for the duration of your trip as long as you're there on the 30th.
Yeah, so you have to book by the, you have to book, in time, ahead of time. It's not you get there and be like, hey, I want free dining. It doesn't work like that. It will depend on which hotel you're staying at as to what level of free dining that you receive. If you stay at a participating value or moderate resort, you'll receive the quick service dining plan for free. If you stay at a participating deluxe or deluxe villa resort, you will receive the standard dining plan for free. So you will be able to upgrade to a higher level of dining for an additional cost if you so choose.
You just basically pay the difference from whatever the cost of the quick service to standard or standard to deluxe is.
Yes. And so it is a pretty good deal. You are paying for your room to get this free dining, what they call the standard rack rate. So no,
and I believe you have to do it with the whole package too, with tickets as
yes.
well. So annual pass holders, unfortunately,
we no longer can take part of any of those packages because we are pass holders. We already have our tickets. But if you're booking with tickets, then that shouldn't be an issue. Yeah. So. You are paying rack rate, so there's no additional discounts available on top of that, but you get free dining. And depending on where you're staying and what the dining is, that's going to be a really good deal. We were actually just discussing that if we were staying somewhere that had the regular dining plan for free and for somehow we were getting the regular dining plan for free,
we would definitely upgrade to the deluxe.
Deluxe just because, well, why not? You get all
and
those
it's a
extra
lot
credits.
more meals. It's 3 quick service or table service a day.
Yeah.
With alcohol at each of those.
And a lot of people go, oh my goodness, how could you do that? Well, you go to a lot of 2-credit places. I know a lot of families that do a lot of character meals will do the deluxe dining because it makes sense for them. So
yep.
It makes sense for everybody.
If you're doing a couple character dining meals a day.
Yeah. Now, you are going to want to jump on this ASAP as soon as you can because there are a limited number of rooms available in most cases.
Just like pass holder discounts or anything like that. There's a limited number available and you snooze, you lose.
If you have been following us on social media, you may have already seen us post something about that, just to let you all know as soon as possible. So if you have any summer Disney vacation plans, you can get on that deal as soon as possible. It's a good deal. We recommend it if it falls during your planned travel dates.
And if you are doing the food and wine, those snack credits and quick service credits translate to the booths, which is awesome.
Yes. As we said on our review of the food and wine, the snack credits can be used at all the booths, and the quick service credits can be transformed into snack credit at most of the booths, We didn't actually have to try that this year because we had plenty of snack credits, but
We did a few of them with the
Yeah.
quick service because we were getting 3 things at a couple of the places like
yeah,
Australia
we didn't. We'd
and
have
a
to.
few of them.
Yeah, we didn't have to. I don't think we had to try that. The one I know that consistently in the past has not taken it was
It's usually
Mexico.
like China or India.
It
or
was
something
yeah, it
like
was
that.
1 or 2. I can't remember. I know one of them is Mexico. But anyways, that's beside the point. Item 2: spiced up Dole Whip in Disneyland. Now, what does that mean? You can now spice up your Dole Whip or any other menu item at the Tropical Hideaway in Disneyland. Now, when you ask your cast member, it's a secret menu sort of thing. When you ask your cast member to spice up your Dole Whip or your bao bun or your sweet pineapple lumpia, they're gonna sprinkle candied bacon on top.
Yeah.
So basically, unless you're a vegetarian, do that. If
or
you're on,
you're like allergic to bacon.
I was gonna
'cause
say,
we
if
don't
you're on
want
a
you to die.
severely restricted diet, talk to your doctor first to see if they think it'll be okay this one time, because I bet it's gonna be worth it if they say it's okay. But yeah, we highly recommend that, and I want to put.
I will be trying that in April.
Yes, I will not be joining Julie in April in Disneyland. Something came up, I can't go. But Julie is going to go and take Disneyland by storm and actually ride the Matterhorn this time.
Yes, I will be actually riding the Matterhorn.
She didn't ride the Matterhorn.
It's like number 1 on my list.
It should be.
Item 3. They're in item 3.
Yes. The Sully.
Whoa, dude.
Yes.
You item 3, not me.
Well, you said item 3. I was like, I don't know. Are we doing it this way? Item 3. The Sully popcorn bucket that was available in Disneyland during the Pixar Fest that everyone loved is now available in Walt Disney World.
Like James P. Sullivan,
Yes. Sully.
top scarer at Monsters, Inc. Best friend of Mike Wazowski.
Caretaker of Boo.
Kitty. Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me. Oh, boom, boom. Put that thing back where it came from, you guys.
You're not
Put
going to
that
want
thing
to
back
put
where
it
it came from, or so help me. Boom, boom, boom. So help me. So help me. And cut.
So you're not going to want to put this thing back where it came from, or so help me. But it has been spotted.
She's out of our hair.
Yeah, so far it's only been spotted in Animal Kingdom at several locations around the park. But that is where you can get your adorable Sully popcorn bucket.
I really want to try the pineapple raspberry Dole Whip swirl.
I would too. I want you to try that for me and tell me all about it. So for right now, that's all we have for the Daily Dish.
All right, so today we were talking about the Tangerine Cafe, which is one of our new favorites in EPCOT as far as quick service is concerned. And there are a lot of quick service in EPCOT, so we might be
lot.
touching on more than one during this month's episode
Yes.
because it's really the place to go for quick service. You get to try something from all around the world. It's really great. And the cool thing about this is it's not your normal quick service. None of these places are your normal quick service because they're not just going to be chicken nuggets and french fries or hot dogs or things like that, because you're going to each different country and you're trying a different meal. So this one was Morocco.
Yes.
So you get a lot of Mediterranean flavors.
So one good side note is that you can actually get hamburgers and chicken nuggets at this restaurant. It's on the kids menu. You can obviously order that. So if you have a really picky eater and you're trying to look to enjoy
Branch out,
yourselves,
exactly.
enjoy yourselves, but actually be able to feed them because they won't, go near something called Tabbouleh with a 10-foot pole. You can still all eat at the same place.
Yeah, and the thing with EPCOT and getting quick service is you don't have to sit down to eat it.
No.
And if one person wants Moroccan and one person wants French or one person wants Mexican, you can go to the different places. So it's a really great place to kind of branch out, maybe try something new, or just get something that you're used to having and not inconvenience anybody else.
Exactly. That's actually something I've realized a lot. I've been there with like other people, and they're like, "Oh, let's go here for lunch." I'm like, "Oh, we're going to be walking right by this other place. There's no line. I'm just gonna like pop in, grab it. I'll meet you up there." And they're just like, "What are you talking about?" Feel free to grab your food on a tray and walk down to where the rest of your party's eating if that's what you want. They're not, if it's, as long as it's quick service, they're not gonna say no, you can't come in with that.
Absolutely.
The Tangerine Cafe looks just like pretty much the rest of Morocco, which is absolutely beautiful. And as we've mentioned before, even if you're not eating there, and we still think you should eat there, go into Morocco, walk around, check all the nooks and crannies.
It's just so cool because it's literally based off of an actual Moroccan street market.
Yes.
So it's so cool to walk around and you really feel, out of all of the pavilions, I feel like this one you actually feel immersed and like you're actually in Morocco, which is so cool.
Yeah, this one really, I would say, is the most authentic pavilion. I have not been to Morocco, but based on the architects that were brought in from Morocco, it really is just what you want it to be. It really is a great pavilion, a great representation of Morocco. It's really nice inside. There are a couple of different seating areas. There is a few doorways that lead out to kind of a little porch area that's outdoors, but there is indoor seating. The tables are really nice and comfortable.
If you could sit in the main room, it's kind of nice because then you can watch them serve the food. And
yeah, there's also a front room, and then there it goes out onto the porch. And there is also out towards the center of the pavilion, towards like the open space, so to say, in the pavilion, there are also tables and chairs, so you can eat outside on that patio sort of area.
Yes.
Which is also
a place where we've sat before.
Yeah.
And probably eaten like food and wine and stuff.
Yes.
But we haven't eaten any of this yet.
Yeah, we have eaten this, but not there. We've eaten it, like, inside.
Correct.
Yeah, so it's pretty standard, like a lot of quick service restaurants where it's set up, standard quick service. You go up to the counter and you tell them what you want, and they send you down. They do have the food out for you to see, which is very nice.
Yes.
So lunch and dinner are served, and the lunch and dinner service is exactly the same. They do have a lot of platters, which is really good. A platter could easily be shared by 2 people, but they're not so massive that a really hungry person couldn't eat them themselves. They have 3 different shawarma platters. Now, Disney note, side note, if you all remember the end of The Avengers...
Well, also randomly in the middle of Avengers.
Oh, yes. Well, in the middle of The Avengers, they talk about shawarma.
When Tony Stark is like, I really want shawarma.
And then at the end of the way end, one of the credit scenes, they're all at a shawarma eating, except...
Fun fact about this is they actually filmed that end shawarma scene when Chris Evans was shooting for another movie and he had shaved his beard off. Or no, he had a beard because of the other show he was filming. So that's why his hands are on his face covering it up.
Which is really funny because I just put my hand on my face to tell that story.
That's really funny.
But yes, so that's why he has his hand on his face. But yeah, so that's shawarma. And what's really nice is it is in fact shawarma.
I mean, that's not any sort of description of what shawarma is just because the Avengers ate
it.
No.
But well, so let's talk about the food and then we'll explain what shawarma is. So they have a shawarma lamb platter, a shawarma chicken platter, and a shawarma chicken and lamb platter. So shawarma is a big cone of meat, and it's on a vertical rotisserie, and it's obviously constantly rotating, and there's the heating elements. So when they first make it, they put all the meat on it, and it's spiced, and it's delicious, and then they let it cook for a certain amount of time, and that actually fully cooks the cone. But when it's fully cooked and they can start serving it, they crank up the heat so that actually browns the outside, caramelizes, does beautiful, wonderful things to it as it is spinning. And they just cut off slices of it, like long strip slices of it, and serve that to you with whatever other side dishes and whatnot. But it's nice because it is nice and caramelized, so you're not getting this completely unbrowned piece of meat, and you're not getting this crispy critter.
And the word shawarma is an approximation of the Turkish word for turning, which makes sense.
Yes, it does. So your shawarma, whether it is chicken lamb or chicken and lamb, is served with a side of hummus, a side of tabbouleh, and tangerine couscous salad with fresh Moroccan bread. Fresh Moroccan bread is basically pita bread. If you were, say, sharing this between a few people, maybe ask for some extra bread. It's definitely better than your normal. Yes, yeah. It's not just your, inexpensive pita bread you get at the Stop and Shop or the Kroger or whatever supermarket you may go to. It's going to be a nicer version of that. If you're sharing it between a few people, maybe ask for some extra bread. You don't need it, but some people like to eat their, meats in the bread. Julie, would you like to talk about the hummus tabbouleh and tangerine couscous salad for a moment?
So, you can select to, if you don't like tabbouleh and you love hummus, get just hummus on the plate, or just couscous salad on the plate, or just tabbouleh on the plate.
Or some combination of the 3.
Or 2 hummuses and a couscous.
Yes.
Or 2 tabboulehs and a couscous. Or 2 hummuses and a tabbouleh. Anyway, you get it. So I think we got the lamb platter. I don't think we got any chicken. I think we just wanted the lamb.
got the lamb platter.
And so I ordered just the shawarma lamb platter. That's it.
That's it.
Exactly how it came. That's what I wanted. And I watched them as they were making the orders in front of mine and saw that some people got some things extra, or, you know, someone got an extra side of rice or something. Someone ordered 2 hummus and the couscous and didn't get any tabbouleh. And then they come to ours. And I know it's ours because there's no one else waiting. And I know he puts the lamb shawarma on the plate. And so he does 1 thing of hummus and 2 things of tabbouleh. So I say, no, I wanted 1 hummus, 1 tabbouleh, and 1 couscous. So he was like, so do you want extra of something? And was going to like charge me for a side of couscous salad. And I was like, no, I just want 1 tabbouleh, 1 hummus, and 1 couscous.
So as listed.
Very easy to understand. And instead of, you know, just being nice and giving me the extra couscous and, you know, because it's tabbouleh. It's, barley and, not barley, some wheat and parsley and tomatoes
and
and
whatnot,
onion. Like, it's not the most expensive thing to make.
No.
But instead, they make up a whole new platter. And while they're making up this whole new platter, like 4 more people have ordered. So it's like gone to the back of the line. When they could have just given me a side of this couscous salad and everybody would have been happy.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why the title is called, No. I only wanted 1 tabbouleh.
No, I must say I have eaten here several times, and this usually isn't an issue. And so it's really strange that it was an issue. I don't, maybe someone was tired. Maybe they were
It was
new.
on the order form.
It is unusual for something like that to happen, so don't be too worried, but that's totally what happened. And that's why the title of the episode is as such.
They also have a vegetable platter, which I really hope they give more servings of, because if it's just 1 scoop of couscous salad, 1 scoop of hummus, and 1 scoop of tabbouleh for $14, that seems a little pricey.
Yeah, but I think...
totally worth it, though, because it was super delicious.
It's going to be spiced vegetables and whatnot. I'm not sure what the vegetables are. I'm not sure if they're just, pepper and onions, but I imagine it's similar to vegetables that we had, in the Marrakesh and all that.
Yep, and then there is a Moroccan kefta platter.
Which I have had.
Which is the sandwich, right?
Yeah, it's the pocket with little bits in it.
And that's served with marinated olives, salsa, and French fries.
I did not eat the French fries. I didn't want the French fries. I
bet you could have asked for 14 extra scoops of tabbouleh with it.
I think I actually did. Now that I think about it, I think I actually did ask for extra tabbouleh instead of French fries.
And then they also have a saffron rotisserie chicken.
Which is definite, and it's served with yellow rice. It is definitely a nice option for maybe the not-so-adventurous eater, but not...
Saffron is also amazing and definitely worth. It's a little bit more expensive than the others, and I think it's a little
bigger.
Either a half chicken or a full chicken rotisserie. It definitely feeds more than 1 person.
Yes. You can get an extra side of tabbouleh, marinated olives, lentil salad, couscous salad, and then the kids' meal are hamburgers served with carrot sticks, applesauce, and choice of juice or milk. The chicken nugget, and then they also have chicken nuggets served with carrot sticks, applesauce, and choice of juice or 1%. Now, not listed on their menu, but they do obviously have beverage options, both, bottled as well as fountain. And then they have a whole pastry case. Now, it is mostly baklava and baklava adjacent style pastries, but if I recall correctly from my last few visits, they throw a few cupcakes and other items in there just to kind of keep everyone happy. If you are, having lunch and you're like, hey, I want something sweet, I recommend one of the baklava options.
Oh my gosh, yes, it's so good.
Not as good as my baklava, but...
Yes, because of course, authentic Moroccan baklava is not as good as Amy.
No. Authentic Moroccan baklava would probably blow mine out of the water. Baklava made in Florida, basically commercially made baklava. I'm sure they make it on property, but mine's better. But it's really good baklava otherwise. But yeah, it's a very relaxed atmosphere.
They have Mediterranean sliders. I don't think that was on the menu, but it's basically 3 little kefta pockets almost. So they do wraps and things like that as well. So not just the platters that were on the menu. They have some other.
Yeah, this is sort of the main menu, and I think they switch out other things like the little sliders and whatnot.
They have a gyro. They have walnut baklava.
One of the good
baklava rolls.
One of the good things about the gyro is if you do not live in an area that has good places to get gyros, like I do, for example, you'll order a gyro and it'll come with out with these weird little meat patties that remind you of McDonald's hash browns from a visual standpoint. That's not what you're going to get here. You're going to get the same stuff that they use for the shawarma usually. So it's going to be a real gyro as opposed to little weird McDonald's hash brown style beef patties.
Yes, although they do have falafel.
Yes.
Which does look like a little patty, but falafel is not a McDonald's beef patty.
Falafel, I'm a big fan of falafel.
Falafel is amazing. Sometimes falafel is really, really, really dry, but there is nothing that a little tzatziki sauce can't fix.
Yeah, if you're ordering like a falafel or gyro and you're not sure if you're going to like the sauces or anything like that, order them on the side.
Because a tzatziki sauce is really just yogurt and cucumber is the basis of.
Yogurt, cucumber, and dill, the tzatziki sauce, is pretty universally okay. But it actually is really tasty.
Super delicious.
Yeah, and again,
Now, there's a lot of sauces that I say I could take a bath in or I could eat an entire bowl full of. More jokingly than anything else, I could legitimately, and I have, sat there and just eaten spoonfuls of tzatziki sauce.
I've
Because it's basically like cucumber yogurt.
Yeah, I've basically seen you do this because I think one podcast I got tzatziki sauce and we made like a tzatziki or a Euros themed salad or something, and so I got extra bread and tzatziki sauce, and you were just like...
Yes, I remember this. I was like, I know. I sat there and I ate it once. It happened.
And honestly, you may find yourself doing that. I know a lot of people who would say the exact same thing. I just usually don't have it in the house because I usually use it up as soon as we get.
Oh my gosh!
It
never lasts long at all.
So the Tangerine Cafe is a good dining on a dime, so to say, option. You get large portions. They're very delicious, but they're not really overly strange, overly unusual. You do, as we mentioned about the kids' meals, having hamburger and chicken nugget options, and they even have French fries. There's something for everyone to eat, really.
What's also awesome about it is it's definitely one of the healthier options.
Yes. It's a lot healthier, and as we've said about all the restaurants in Morocco, people skip Morocco for some reason. Don't skip Morocco.
No, get all the things at Morocco. We definitely need to do the spice table.
Yes.
Because it's basically like Moroccan tapas.
Yeah.
Which...
That will have to be one of our like half-dos for the fall trip.
Ugh, I want it so bad. That sounds amazing.
But yeah, so this is also based on the fact that people skip Morocco for some reason. Don't skip Morocco.
Yeah, we're telling you, no, don't skip Morocco. This is so good. And Amy and I split something. And granted, I could have eaten a whole thing by myself, but I was also satisfied because the flavor profile that you have with the meal is just a very satisfying meal. And the hummus was amazing.
Yeah. It's not usually super busy unless the park itself is super busy. It's not a huge wait in line that I've ever encountered. Admittedly, I have never gone there at exactly like 12 noon, but I've never had to wait particularly long myself to go here.
And unless they try to give you 14 scoops of tabbouleh when you only ask for one, it usually goes pretty quickly.
It does.
All right, so that's all we have to say.
Yeah. Much shorter than last week's podcast.
Just a tiny bit.
Just a little. But no, I cannot say enough how much I love this restaurant, how much I love the entire Moroccan pavilion. Do it, eat there, enjoy.
Oh, it was really, really delicious.
And as Julie said, it's very satisfying.
And I think I remember saying, hey, I'm still getting my Halal Tuesday.
Yes, I think it was actually on Tuesday.
I know, because it was our last day that we were there that trip. That happened. It was hilarious. Hilarious. All right, so our fan favorite food this week comes again from Jonna. This is a Disneyland food memory, so I'm very excited to share this one. I actually also ate at this restaurant and had a very similar, magical, wonderful experience. So, without further ado, the Carthay Circle, named after the theater where Walt's first movie premiered, and looking like one, complete with the marquee, is a gorgeous restaurant, which is styled like a vintage Hollywood country club, and the Hollywood fantasy starts as you walk in. There's a cool, relaxing lounge filled with comfy leather chairs. I've sat in one. It's actually the restaurant where I had my first Zinfandel as well. And overstuffed couches where you can wait for your reservation and purchase tasty bites and cocktails. But the wait isn't long, and soon they're whisking you up the curving staircase or the elevator towards their dining rooms. Plural. And it's dazzling. Lots of gorgeous dark woods, gilded wallpapers, and glass and mirrors. Patterned carpets cushion your feet, elaborate murals adorn the ceilings, and star-shaped, what else? Light fixtures that hang above your head. Walking through, you feel like you ought to be much more glamorously attired than you actually are. Like evening gowns and black tie attired. After all, Clark Gable, or Greta Garbo, might walk through at any moment. Mr. DeMille might want you ready for your close-up. My dining companion and I were led through the large main dining room and into a small one, which also opened to a lovely terrace, which one can sit and dine, weather permitting. And the room was flooded with natural light, which my California-reared soul loves. The waitstaff was incredibly attentive, and we soon had bread on our table and drinks, and the Carthay Circle's signature fried biscuits. So good. Stuffed with white cheddar, bacon, and jalapeno, served with apricot honey butter. Ordered. The bread basket, normally a go for me, was soon entirely forgotten as the biscuits arrived piping hot. Seriously, be careful when you break these open. And filled with melted cheese. The lightly sweet apricot butter was the perfect accompaniment to the savory cheese goodness. Don't eat too many, though, or you will not have room for what's to come. Now, I just want to pause here for a second. I was sitting next to a couple that was celebrating their anniversary, actually, and I was at the table by myself. And they were like, you have to order these biscuits. You can't not get these biscuits. So I ordered the biscuits, and holy smokes, were they delicious. Neither my companion or I ordered a cocktail, but our chosen beverage, wild berry lemonade, was, we both agreed, a standout. It was tangy lemonade with flavors of blackberry, strawberry, raspberry, and blueberry, with a spritz of sparkling water, capped with a fruity wild berry foam, and topped with a blackberry and a mint leaf. Gosh, that sounds just as magical as any alcoholic beverage would be. Whew. Cool and refreshing without being cloying or overly sweet. We enjoyed these so much we ordered a second. Sadly, these are individually purchased only, no refills. For an entree, my companion ordered the Korean chili glazed Angus sirloin, which was served with cashew fried rice and tropical pineapple red bell pepper sauce. He found it a little spicy for his taste. He is very sensitive to spicy meals, but agreed that the meat was done to perfect medium rare and incredibly tender. I sampled it myself and found the heat not in the meat. After all, the heat is made of definitely not hot bell pepper, but in the cashew fried rice, which had a great Asian flavor and which was not immediately hot, but a flavor where the heat built up as you ate. It was a very nice compliment to the perfectly done meat and the sweet pineapple. If his was warm, I went the cool direction with the Tuscan grilled skirt steak salad, which was served in a roulade, again, a perfect medium rare, with sliced mushrooms rolled inside and served with roasted potatoes, charred bell peppers, radicchio, fresh grapes, and a yogurt dill dressing. Oh, that just sounds so good. Very fresh and bright. It was unseasonably hot, Santa Ana windy day that day, and my meal was just the ticket. Delicious, and I ate and relished every single bite. Alas, that every single bite left me entirely too full for dessert, so I cannot report on the offerings, though their Repubblica de Cacao chocolate mousse with chocolate cake crouton sounds incredible, and I will have to pace myself next time so I can try it. Or possibly the heirloom apple crostade with pomegranate and salted caramel ice cream, which again sounds incredibly delicious. And there will be a next time, as the Blue Bayou in Disneyland, the Carthay Circle at Disneyland's California Adventure, is the fine dining restaurant you're looking for, with elegance and style and atmosphere. Service is top-notch, food is wonderful, and though it's not cheap, if you're looking for the right place for a romantic dining experience, or a very festive or celebratory one, this is the place at Disney's California Adventure.
All I could think about talking about the heat level of the sirloin was Hank Hill. Taste the meat, not the heat.
So thank you, Jonna, for this incredible food memory. I have eaten here, and for the life of me, cannot remember what I ate. I'm going to have to go back and look at my old phone for the pictures. But it was absolutely delicious, and the atmosphere is amazing, and I believe it's Snow White in the main dining room in the ceiling, there is a mural painted, and I believe hidden within this mural are scenes from Snow White, because that was his first movie in
film.
theaters, and it was just absolutely an incredible experience. So thank you so much, Jonna, for sharing this. I feel like you really captured the essence of this restaurant. If you would like to share your Disney food memory with us, please do so. You can send us an email to onelittlespice@gmail.com. You can also share it to any of our social media platforms in a direct message. So you can also follow us on any of those social medias. So on Instagram, we are at @1_little_spice. On Twitter, we are at @1littlespice. On Facebook, you can search One Little Spice, and then make sure you join our Facebook group called the One Little Spice group. There you can actually join in the conversation after the podcast is over. We are also on Patreon. Patreon is a really awesome way for you to get some extra exclusives from One Little Spice. We have a button pack and a really awesome spice blend, as well as our Magical Snack Corner episodes, which we are going to get back into in the new year. We had a very, very, very busy last quarter of the year, unfortunately.
So busy.
Amy did a lot of traveling. I ended up with kidney stones, so getting together to record has been a little bit of a struggle, but we are definitely getting back on board, and we will have a lot more Magical Snack Corners for you coming up. If you would like to become a patron, please head to www.patreon.com/onelittlespice. By helping us on Patreon, you're helping us to get you even more Disney food content even more often, and we are hoping to get our website up for you this year, so please, please, please head over there and show us your support. We are also on TeePublic. On TeePublic, we have all of our merchandise. So we have t-shirts and sweatshirts, and I really want a sweatshirt. Baby onesies, notebooks, mugs, a lot of really awesome stuff there, so you can show your support there. The link is in the description for this podcast episode. It is also, if you go to tpublic.com, you can search One Little Spice, and we pop up there as well. And last but not least, we are on YouTube. We are the Taste Lab. That is our channel, so search for it and subscribe. You will get our latest episodes there. We are definitely going to do more in the new year for that. We have a video for the cheddar cheese soup from Le Cellier, so we teach you how to make that and how to make it a really awesome poutine. We also have the 7-vegetable terrine from Akershus, and we are going to have the chopped Cobb salad from Hollywood Brown Derby soon, and our next episode that we are going to be recording is the Tonga toast from Kona Cafe.
I have a bag of Kona blend coffee waiting for us.
Very exciting, very exciting.
Disney Kona blend coffee.
So make sure that you subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss anything coming out with that. And as always, thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate having all of our listeners. And just remember, every recipe starts with one little spice. I have a kidney stone. Kidney stones, Mr. Tribbiani. She prepares for 20 minutes and then she's not even prepared.
I had the wrong thing up. And that's why it's called not 3 scoops of tabbouleh.
That's not at all what the episode is called.
Okay.
I love how you overthink and then you're like, this is what I want to say. And I'm like, okay, that sounds perfect. Can you say that?
Saddest moment of my life. Not really, but I'm like meeting up the heat.